Five? Yeah, we got pre-show memes going on. Let me just make sure I don't have double audio. Oh, God. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, we're good. Things are live. Alright, we got about 20 minutes, well, 17 minutes, I guess, before we officially start. I got my notes ready. I downloaded the images from Anne. I just gotta throw that up on the scene. And then we got those. Okay, so these three are supposed to be, I'm assuming, on the screen at the same time. So let's throw those on. We have this, this, and this. Boom. Oh my god, they're huge. We need to lower this shit. Oh my god, it selected everything. Stop that. Don't ever do that. Oh my god, what are you doing? Whoa, bro. I didn't realize OBS was this dog shit to edit scenes with. Holy fuck. Okay, so that's 1. 2, 3. Alright, now let me see how they sent it to me. Actually, this can be underneath, it doesn't matter. Okay. How's it sent? This one over here, this one over here, and this one over here. Something like that. We can reduce sizes and make it work. Or should I put it like this order because it's a manga? I guess this is fine if I put it like this. Can I do folders in? You can put groups. There you go. So now I can do boop, 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 boop. Easy. Nice. Okay, what else we got here? We have this one. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha.
Hey, buddy.
I'm just vibing with Hizuru. Okay, so that's that. Okay, boom. Boom. I said boom. Close that one out. And then this one. Oh my god. Justin's at his grandma's house, but he brought his mic set up, so he should still be able to join us. Boom, boom, boom. And this one.
I go with the stream snack.
Oh boy. And then this one. Okay, gang. Alright, good.
It's us, the woke gay gang.
The Wokays. Alright. I have a couple of images as well, but I don't know if they necessarily need to be on. They're not like images. They're like stuff from the afterword that I do want to reference, so I'll probably just read them from my notes.
The assignments kill me, Wolfborg. I don't know how to tell you.
Well, why don't you just finish your shit?
It's due Monday night, so it's fine. It's just some of these instructions are absolute nonsense.
Well, I don't know. Ask them about it. You got time.
My teacher isn't awake at this time. My professor, my bad.
I don't mean right now. You just ask them tomorrow.
No, because some of the instructions are like incorrect. Because it says put in alt text when you like on the chart. It's not the chart. It's the background of the chart. It's supposed to alt text.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but sure, whatever. You got plenty of time to get shit in order, so.
Talking about Excel.
Yeah, okay. I don't know anything about whether or not your instructions are valid. Okay, you can ask your teacher about it. You have a whole weekend to ask them questions about weirdness.
Also Friday afternoon.
Yeah. God damn, I wish I could play music without having YouTube scream at me for 7 hours. I have a supposed Spotify royalty-free playlist, but I found out from recent YouTube streams that that's a lie, and that you still get flagged for some of those songs, even though they're royalty-free. So they're not royalty-free. Somebody just threw them all in a playlist and said royalty-free. So it literally says DMCA safe, no copyright, lo-fi beats. But I've gotten yelled at YouTube for it before, so what do I know? Oh my god. We're almost done with summertime rendering. Then we gotta come up with new memes to read. All right. We got 8 minutes before we're scheduled to start. It's a good thing we didn't watch anime today, because one of the new shows has machine translated subtitles, and it's really bad. And hopefully it'll be corrected by the time we actually watch it. But
the comedy, Wolfborg.
There's no
commedia.
There's no comedy, okay? It's only pain at the future that is. It's only pain in the future that is AI, okay?
Well, I, for one, despise our AI overlords.
True.
You know, they say machines can do it better, but they're built by humans. I'm just saying.
Really
They
makes you
seem pretty
think.
flawed to me.
Makes you think, don't it?
Yeah, you know.
I've actually just did not fully finish editing this. There we go. We're gonna have a lot of stuff we have to watch on Saturday, because I'm not gonna be around Friday. And there's already a lot on Saturday. And now all the ones from today and tomorrow also have to go to either Saturday or Sunday. And there's already a shit ton on Saturday. Let me show a stream what I'm talking about here. The memes, Jack.
Well, if it isn't Saucy Jack, just a little too late, as
One?
usual.
Look at this shit. Look at all the goddamn anime. Holy fuck. Just on Saturday. But now we gotta watch these things on there too. God damn. It's gonna be a lot.
Well, at least one of these is gonna be good. I can tell you that much.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Tell me they could all be bad?
It's highly possible that all of them are dog shit.
Come on, Spy Family can't. Come on, they can't. How are they going to goof it up?
Listen, it is highly possible. In fact, very possible indeed that those are all very bad.
They goof up Spy Family somehow. There's no way.
Hold on 1 second. Thinks he meant sensation pretty good? Hell yeah. Manga, at least I haven't seen the anime.
It could be bad. Who knows?
Well, from the first, I watched the first episode of the anime. It was pretty good. I kind of need the next episode to see more of how the general anime is going. The first episode was the whole setup for their situation, so we'll see how it is. You think it's pretty different? Hey, it might be. I'm probably going to check out the manga, just because it's about game development, so why not? Okay, wokay. Where is everybody? Oh, there's one person. Oh, is that what this program does when you don't have a profile picture set? It just does a line? What is this? It's just showing a line for you. Like a pink crossed out line. That's supposed to be what happens? It can't just show like the Discord, the general Discord image? Just, what is that? Is that just a line?
I'm confused. Well, I assume it's on stream, right?
Oh no, that's a part of the... I see what it is. The line is a part of the image behind. For him, it just shows nothing. It takes up space, though. No, it's on the stream. You know where our faces are? To show where we're talking? to the left of me.
Oh, there's a pink line.
But that's a part of the background. Like, if I show it, that's a part of the background. But because Turando here doesn't have a profile picture, it's just a blank, transparent square that's just moved me to the left for no reason. So, that happens. Welcome in.
Oh,
Hello.
Diane.
Oh, sorry about that. I had 2 things that I wanted to put in the microphone.
Oh, wait.
Oh my god, we got Ace talking in 2 chats. This is gonna fuck me up here.
That's
Damn,
funny.
only 2 of
I'm
y'all?
pulling them up right now.
There's only 2 of us while we were waiting for everybody, because we don't start until 8, so we got time. Probably would have been better if y'all was reading 100 Girlfriends. Listen, you're welcome to put it up for a vote, okay? You just have to remember to actually vote for it, Ace. You didn't vote for it last time, so...
You voted for like everything else.
You voted
except
for
that, right?
You voted for several things. I think including this. I think he voted
because
for...
this.
I think
he voted for...
He voted for this. Witch Hat Atelier, I think, and then something else. All of which he didn't mean to vote for. So.
The chat won't show up on.
Bro, ain't no way. What'd you say?
Chat won't show up.
Chat won't show up. On
Yeah.
what?
Twitch.
I see it fine here.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem on my end. It's
damn.
just annoying because, like, you know, I like
yeah,
Ace. I consider Ace a friend. I'd like to be able to read what he said.
You got a friend in me.
This is very fucking me up. How the lack of Discord image just moves me to the left slightly, and I don't know why it upsets me this much. I'm just very upset by it.
Funny.
Let me see if I can set it to do something in that case. Oh my god! I'm just sign into Discord again? Do you just forget my Discord login even though I'm like there and already accessed?
That is your reminder to turn off your...
No. I refuse.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I leave it on during the pre-show for people to send them if they want, but
it's
nobody
my
does.
3-month sub anniversary.
Oh
Crazy.
My god, what a legend.
Yo, dude, getting this stream call. Ace hasn't read it. Ace isn't allowed in here. Fuck you, Ace.
Damn. The YouTube one is super behind. Might just be you might just have to refresh it.
Yeah, sorry, he's not part of the woke gang.
Because I know YouTube, if you have it like tabbed out or whatever, or like if you have it muted in the background while you're looking at something else, the player just kind of stops at some point, and then you're super far behind.
It's fine. I'll choose the Twitch one.
I wouldn't know if it's behind or not because I have the sound down. I have the sound off.
Yeah, that's fine. I just keep everything up and then muted.
Mm-hmm.
I have all 3 of the streams. We're here on Kick, we're here on YouTube, we're here on Twitch, okay? I hear you could do the wildest shit on Kick. I could just legit read all of Summertime Rendering with you guys here on Kick, and I wouldn't get in trouble. We could watch the entire anime on Kick, and apparently we wouldn't get in trouble, so...
Apparently. Allegedly.
I think it would be fun if we did, like, a watch of the anime that we read, but I wouldn't have the fucking time.
Yeah,
unless we did
that was the that was the main reason.
Thursday.
Yeah, that was one suggestion I had. Wait, link invite in our group chat so I can get in. What?
Oh, so he can't get on Discord on his laptop. That's what he said.
Yeah, he pinged you in general with it.
Can't get on Discord on laptop. Use account from the group chat, please. Wait, what? I'm so confused. You need the link to my server? Is that what this is? You can get it from an welcome. I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
I've never used Kick a day in my life. Meant that I was able to avoid getting groomed.
It's just
I let my popcorn
get
get...
here. Oh, I'll just link it in there. There we go. I'm so confused on what's going on.
Okay, I assume Justin can't get in from the laptop.
He's on Evie's account from his laptop. And Evie's not in the server. There we are. Okay, you're in now.
Alright, I'm here.
God damn it! Both of you don't have Discord images, and it's fucking blank on the stream. I hate you both.
I'm sorry.
That's
This is,
funny.
this is not woke. All right. This is,
1, 2, 3
Definitely
is
not woke,
Tornado, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's just now like a void between Anne and Wolfborg.
This means you both have to put your favorite summertime rendering characters as your server profile picture.
That'd be
Okay, that's-
funny.
Are we still pre-show or?
Yeah, we're still
show?
pre-show. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm still
Tornado,
trying
you
to
better
figure out
fucking
some
have
shit.
figured out the timeline shit, because I don't know what's going on.
I'm a little
Yeah.
confused, but like I think I understand it. Maybe not.
Bro, where the fuck?
Green one,
Oh, it's
blue
this
one.
one. Copy to clipboard. Did it send it to my computer or no? Do I have to just type? I'll just type it. Fuck it. Oh wait, don't use the numpad. That will trigger Goku and mess with my microphone and everything. We don't need Goku right now, okay? He can rest. Kick more like dick because it's bad? Damn.
Before I forget though, someone
Yeah.
remind me once we're in the show to talk about my new simulation theory.
God damn it.
God damn.
No!
It's so,
No, hold
full
on.
transparency.
No. Slow down on it. We'll get into
save
the,
it, I'll save it, I'll
whatever.
save it,
We'll
save it.
save it for that. Okay, I don't want us to get into it right now. We have plenty of
save
time
it.
for it. Don't worry.
Thank fuck. Yeah, because the Ushio thing was throwing me the hell off.
Wait, Justin talking in? I want to see what it does to the stream thing.
Hello.
You know, we got
Okay,
the
so-
volume 12.
So the whole point of this view thing I added was so that it highlights, it like colors our things, like our pictures, to show that we're talking. But because you guys don't have anything, it just does nothing.
Oh, wait a sec. I can fix this up.
Okay.
I swear to God.
I'm trying to see if there's an option to just not show people who don't have an image.
My frame doesn't have my cute little animated thing that I paid $5 for. This is so sad.
How depressing.
There's a show names button, which does nothing, by the way. Like, maybe that would save things, but it just does nothing. Wait, hold on.
I would say
Okay,
things.
I
yeah,
hit-
used to do like
okay.
a little list.
So I got it to work. I got it to show names, and they're very, very tiny. I don't know if you're looking on stream, but hold on, wait.
no!
Maybe I can adjust the size. Let's see. Oh my god, they're bigger. Okay, I think that. Oh
Oh,
my
there we go.
god, it just. My name is wrapping around, and I don't like that. Hey, we just need
Is that
enough
like-
for when people talk, it'll show
Light up.
something. Okay,
Okay.
it's- Okay, it's not actually lighting up for you guys. It's fine, whatever. We have names, so that we can see other people are here. We're not just speaking to random voices.
I mean, you still are.
That's not true. What is bounce effect? Hold on, what is bounce? Oh my god, it just actually bounces our things when we start talking. Why? Doesn't even bounce the
Why
name
not?
thing though.
I think that'd be cute. I'm still waiting for the stream to catch up.
Okay.
This
alright,
is wonderful.
I turned that off. What is
God
crossfade
damn it,
effect?
Wolfborg.
Crossfade effect. Oh, it just like slides it on off.
Ooh, I
the
don't like
sliding
that.
thing. I don't like
Hi.
the sliding. Dim others inactive images. What does that mean? So, dim others inactive image. I don't know. Say something.
Alright, Phil
Mm.
Swift here.
Doesn't seem like it did anything. So I'm just gonna turn that back on, I guess. Show names already done. I don't know. I just don't get it. All right, whatever. Well, we got that set up. I got your images, and oh, there we go. There's an image for you.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What?
I hope you understood my weird rambling about like I didn't know what you did and didn't want to show because I know that OBS is like kind of fucky with setting up like image layers.
Well, OBS, like, I'm fine with setting up an OBS. It's just kind of dumb when you're trying to like click through them because like unless unless the image files are individually named what they exactly are, I just can't tell what they are. So I just order it by the order of you've sent me. So I have them in order
Okay.
of the. Order
I
you
will
sent me.
mention them in order of how. Actually, yeah. Let me pull
The
up my
first
notes.
message I grouped all of those together because I figured you wanted all those to show together.
Yes. That was perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
Does anybody have any other materials they need me to show on stream at some point?
I think Tornado was putting together a thread of stuff to figure out the fucking Ushio timeline, but I don't know.
I get so confused with some parts of the last.
I got so damn confused.
All right.
I had to go back a couple times just to figure out what the fuck was going on.
All right. I think we can get started. Unless we have anything else that we need. I think we're ready to go.
Are we waiting on anyone else?
No, I think it should just be us. So I think we're good.
I don't know if Ace was actually doing the meme.
Ace is never joining in here until we're reading 100 Girlfriends, okay? He's just never going to join in here. That's just a fact.
God damn it.
And even then, he's going to forget. We're going to be like, all right, we finally got it. We're ready to go, Ace. This is the manga you really want us to read. And then he's going to, like, show up afterwards, be like, oh, yeah, I forgot you guys were doing it, LOL.
Hey, can I catch up?
Yeah. Hey, what are you guys reading? Like 3 weeks into it. Maybe if you guys were reading 100 Girlfriends, it's like we're literally like 6 volumes into it.
We literally are.
No, the real trick is Ace hasn't actually read 100 Girlfriends.
True. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's why you got into
listen,
a fight with Wolfborg about it being a harem ecchi.
It sounds like he hasn't read it by saying that it doesn't have ecchi moments. Okay, I'm just saying.
If that's the standard we're going by, my favorite manga is One Piece. Okay.
Oh damn. All right. Well, it's time to begin. Let me make sure my sound alerts are turned off. You will not be able to play sound alerts anymore. Why were you?
Before you finally
What? Were you sending something? No? Okay, cool. I don't know what was going on there. Anyways, it's time to begin. Welcome.
No,
What? What do you
I
have?
was gonna say, Shadow's starting talking. It doesn't matter. Just go, Jim.
Good one. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting week of... Oh, wait. I still have the pre-show thing up. Fuck. Hold on. Let me take it. We're no longer pre-show. Okay.
Good.
All right.
Going good.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club here on the Wolfborg YouTube channel. I got that perfect the first time. You didn't hear anything. Shut up. Now, here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick is where we're live. We're live on all 3 of the platforms, even though Twitch doesn't like that. They can go fuck themselves. Okay? We're doing it anyways. So, make sure you subscribe, followed, whatever fucking memes we're calling these things on all these things, and then you can check these things out live when they happen, if you're not watching from the VOD. And this week we're discussing volumes 11 and 12 of Summertime Rendering. We are very close to the end. There's 13 volumes in total, so next week will be the final volume. So we're right here at the border towards the end. So before we get started, let's introduce our usual crew here that's been talking about Summertime Rendering. I go by order of the names, and because Turndo's name is now 1, 2, 3, they are now first in the list. So introduce yourself.
Jeez. Okay, so yeah, I'm Turndo, and I like to read.
Based, and count apparently. So that's good. You know me. I'm the Wolfborg, aka Chaplain. Okay, I'm this channel. You can hit all of the buttons, like I already said, and make sure you click them like 5 times on 7 different accounts, and get your dog an account and have him subscribe to me too. Leave some comments too. Okay, I appreciate all of them. And next we have. Not Evie. Well, it's Justin, but not Evelyn. What's your name's Evelyn? You're buying a GF, right? Is that...
Yeah. What's up?
I know you could.
Well, in RuneScape, it's possible. So.
There you go.
All right. So what were you saying?
That was old. Yeah, I made it. You know, I'm in a different dwelling, but I brought my setup because I'm a fucking professional.
Yeah, of course.
Just like how swearing in the beginning of a VOD monetizes it. So fuck you, Derek.
I don't give a fuck. I don't think I've ever been demonetized for swearing yet, actually.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
It's just funny because like people I watch. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Usually, it's only if I'm like showing like copyrighted stuff I've been demonetized. I don't think I've ever been demonetized for anything like sexual. I think I've talked about
fucking corgi thing.
We had a whole that one didn't get demonetized, and we had a
Are
whole
you for
video.
real?
Actually, hold on. I'm trying to remember.
No, the corgi one?
Yeah, no, I don't think that one got demonetized. I was trying to think if it got demonetized for copyright, but I don't even think it got copyrighted for that. Or demonetized for that. I don't think it got demonetized for that at all.
Nobody wants to claim that they copyrighted that one.
Actually, I'll have to double check that one. It might have been demonetized at some point, but I did a whole video talking about World's End Harem, the entire manga of it, and we showed panels of it. That didn't get demonetized at all. So I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
amazing. I just go by like when I watch like big stream, like I don't really watch streams. I watch like clip channels, and when the big streamers, like I notice the clip channels start laying on the censorship suddenly way more than before. I'm like, oh, I wonder what YouTube did this time. Like I was watching like I think it was like an Asmongold video like yesterday, and it was just bleep 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 in the beginning. I'm like, wait, he doesn't bleep this shit out. What did they change?
I'm guessing it's just because I'm not like a big channel yet. I think once I do get bigger, that's when they're gonna start like having their system notice it more and flag it and shit. But right now I'm safe, so I can say whatever the fuck I want at the beginning of my videos. All right. So that's you, and next we have Nyan Bacon.
Heyo. I'm Nyan Bacon, Andy or Ann, whichever you prefer. I just posted some cool shit on my Instagram, NyanBacon_official. And I also just made a Blue Sky account. So if you're on Blue Sky, you should go follow me there. I am Bacon, of course.
Oh
and
my God.
Since I'm already halfway through it, I am going to go ahead and introduce my stream snack right now.
Okay, yes, yep.
I just finished. So Idaho, and I think I've talked about this before, has like single serving containers of their mashed potatoes. So I just finished their buttery home style mashed potatoes, but I put some garlic powder and some cheese in there. So if you cook it and then you take like some cheddar cheese and like sprinkle it in there and mix it up really fast, the cheese will melt without it like getting really weirdly burned and like boily in the microwave. So fun trick for that. I'm about to finish my little apple sauce. It's one of those like child go-go squeeze things. Because it's convenient to just like toss in my backpack when I need to go somewhere. But I had one today in my backpack, and then I came home early, so I wanted one that was cold, so I grabbed one. I have a bag of popcorn. That probably is going to be a little loud to eat in the beginning. I have half a box of Mike and Ike's.
Yo.
I bought them while I was studying with my friend yesterday and didn't finish them. And also, I have a Rehab Monster tea lemonade because after this, I have to write a 7-page paper, so might as well power through it. And that's what I got.
All right. Sounds amazing.
What's Blue Sky?
It's a Twitter alternative. It's the newer one that's like invite only right now. I have it. I have one too. I just keep forgetting to use it. Yeah.
Yeah, mood.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems better. It's just I keep forgetting to use it. Is the only thing.
It's
I really think that
thing right now.
Yeah, I really think the invite only thing is kind of like hindering me wanting to use it right now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I never really used Twitter or X.
Yeah.
Probably won't use Blue Sky.
I still use Twitter a lot, but I just fucking hate
What's
things
Twitter?
here. So. Oh, sorry,
there's no
X.
Twitter.
My bad. Sorry, my bad. Anyways, and that's you, and then we have Shadow Man.
Hello. I occasionally do streams.
Occasionally. What kind of streams?
Mega Man. We're doing Bound Arc 2. If you want a brief recap, we undivorced Mega Man last time.
Oh my God, undivorced. So does that mean he
After
got
grand total of 10 minutes.
Married?
So did he get remarried, or did he?
Yes. Yes.
Or
After
did he
5 minutes,
fix his existing marriage? Or
He fixed it.
oh, okay.
For anybody who's wondering, Chap's last post on Blue Sky was Saber Word of the Day arrived.
I think
and
that-
Family Guy screenshot.
I think that actually got like way more likes than I thought, considering I just made the account too. I don't remember how many it got, but it got way more interactions than I thought it would have.
You have 8 likes and you retweeted something about Lupin, and that's it.
Nice, based. Anyways,
I also make funny thumbnails, occasionally.
so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can check out that channel that you just linked in some of the chats to see those funny thumbnails, and you can tell us if you think the Mega Man memes are truly that hilarious. I wouldn't know. I'm not in on the Mega Man memes. So, anyways, that's everybody here, and now it's time to begin Summertime Rendering Volumes 11 and 12. What were our thoughts? I have thoughts.
You know.
I have thoughts.
I
I
also
feel
have
like
thoughts.
I feel like we're I feel like this ending is kind of souring on us. It's not it's
Yeah.
it's it's I don't, volume 11 I think I think it's safe for me to say at this point. So I have 2 things of notes, because usually I write like a page of notes for each volume we read. Volume 11 doesn't have that many notes to it. I think I was bored as shit for volume 11.
Okay, I have more on volume 11 then. I didn't take a lot of notes on volume 12 because of how fast it was moving.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Do you want to go first?
Okay, well, one thing I do want to mention, I think it's funny that the before word, or that's what I wrote, I forget what you would call it, the message the author wrote after the cover that you can read. It was just about how he, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up, because I thought it was fucking funny. How he turned the island into characters in Animal Crossing. He basically just renamed. So he said, I've been constantly playing Animal Crossing New Horizons for the past few months. It's a magical game which melts away several hours of your day before you even realize it. The whole family is into it, and it's been a good communication tool. I made Hitogashima and enjoy cosplaying each character, especially when you can make a Shadow Mio with high reproducibility. Our Tom Nook is not real and is a shadow, but no villager is aware of it. It's fun.
That's kind of goofy.
That's fun.
I hope shit like that doesn't add to. True. I just hope stuff like that doesn't add towards whatever theory Justin's going to give us about simulations later.
Oh, can I get into stupid? Is.
Listen, okay.
Can I get into stupid real quick?
All right. What's up?
Okay, so hear me out, right? Earlier, I was standing in the shower. Okay?
Yeah.
I won't paint you a picture. We'll keep it PG. I was
Okay,
standing
good.
in the shower,
Thanks.
having shower.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was thinking about, but it's like I just read it, so I read it and got in the shower and I was thinking about what I read. I was like, damn, it really isn't a simulation, is it? And then no lie, I did not have this thought independent. Like this thought was independent of my brain. It was like, but what if the observer's eyes are the player sitting behind the screen? I was like,
holy shit!
my brain
Just gonna need you to shut the hell up.
I don't know
what
about
if the
that.
observer's
Maybe.
eyes are like the player's eyes, dude? What if this is a game?
Well, I will say, one of the main reasons why I had initially thought maybe it was a simulation too earlier on in the volumes was just how Shinpei just kept saying bird's eye view, and then every after was the writer talking about how he loves video games and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh no, this is gonna end up being that.
I'm some of a gamer myself.
We only have one volume left, and at this point, I don't think it's gonna be. If it is, it's gonna have to be something that he's like at the very end. It was all a dream kind of vibes, but like at the very end, it's like it was all a game, which I really hope that isn't the case, and I doubt it's gonna
I
be
hope
the
not
case.
either.
Yeah, anything's possible.
I mean, I hope not. Also, the other thing that was really concerning me is like, I was joking before about it, the power of love winning out, but they're literally saying the power of love now. I'm kind of concerned.
I was like, what the fuck is this? We're like, okay, I understand. There's tons and tons of things where the power of love ends up being what conquers all and has them defeat things for no logical reason. Okay, it happens in so many things. Usually, they don't literally have the bad guy say in the middle of a fight, "Is this the power of love?" What the fuck was that?
The exact moment. That was the exact moment. I sent you those
Wolfborg,
messages.
that's what it was.
And what's funny,
yeah,
to me, was that I hadn't assumed it was that. I thought it was the fact that they both had the observer's eyes and they were like moving at the same frequency or something. So I just thought that was something like dumb and cheesy. If it doesn't have the power of love, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I thought it was gonna be dumb and cheesy, but they keep flat out saying it now.
Yeah. So okay, listen. We're at a point where Ushio's existence in the show just doesn't make sense. Here's the thing, okay? Shadow Ushio died. We already know the real Ushio is not supposed to be like, because the real Ushio is dead before the story starts, okay? Mm-hmm. Shadow Ushio is the only real Ushio we interact with anymore at this point. And she's been able to go along the ride with all the loops up until she's killed by Shide in the volumes we read last week. The volumes we read this week starts with them going like, okay, she's dead. We're dealing with fighting Shide now and stuff like that. And then at some point in volume 11, they figure out Ushio's memories are inside of the shell. Shadow Ushio's memories have been copied inside of the shell before she died. So, okay, we have the memories inside the shell. Whatever the fuck that means, okay, so we're just gonna put the memories in a different shadow body, is what I was assuming. How about, for some reason, we're just going to meet up with Shadow Ushio again when she shows up on the shores in the future and just put the memories inside of that. When
Yeah, I tried to follow that.
When I have no idea why that would ever be a thing that could happen, right? Like, that, I'm trying to think, because, like, her going backwards in time with Shinpei, I just assumed, okay, this is one shadow entity that wandered up on the beach, and now her dad is going through the time loops with him because, whatever, fucking love, they're connected, so they just go back. So, you know, the whole point of them killing Ushio before Shinpei was to get her out of the picture, so they don't have to deal with her in the time loops. Apparently, they could go fuck themselves, because if he just waits one day, she washes up on the shore again. Because why
So
not?
I had an issue with all that. So, like, one of my things was like...
You had one issue. One singular issue with all of that.
I'm bringing up one specific thing I noticed right now.
Yeah,
so,
what's
like,
up? What's up?
Whenever they go back, like, the changes take effect. So, like, whenever he snaps back, you know, to reality... Oh, there goes gravity.
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like, you see the changes happen. So, like, when he went back with Ushio, like, the shell disappeared because they used the shell, right?
Yeah.
So, how come... And, like, there isn't a second... There's not a second Shinpei running around while this Shinpei is going in the past. It seems like it updates where he is.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think the Ushio thing should work at all.
I
Make
agree.
sense. For the rules we have so far, it sounds like it shouldn't have happened. The changes should have taken effect when he went back, and that Ushio should have been erased by the rules we've been playing by so far.
This, to me, entirely feels like he had a
Oh
completely
my gosh,
different idea.
Trinidad's back! Yay!
Oh my god. Oh my god, we're no longer 1, 2, 3 anymore. Holy shit, there's an image. I can actually see a face. Okay, nice. Okay, yes. So this Ushio stuff, this weirdness going on now, and none of this makes sense. I 100% believe, in my heart of hearts, the author had a very completely different idea of what he was going to do with Ushio, and then just said, fuck that, I want love to conquer all, in this kind of way. I wanted to have the shock factor of Ushio dying, but I couldn't come up with a clever enough way to bring her back. So I'm just going to do this, because fuck it.
I'm going to double down on that. I'm going to say that you're completely right.
Okay.
And that he killed Hizuru to make up for it, bringing Ushio back.
Bro, Hizuru's death, I'm so upset about that. So much about
cried.
that. I was like, this is like the coolest character for me, and now with her death there, I was just thinking to myself, like, man, I don't know if it's something like, I feel like, well, I figured she was gonna die as soon as I saw the cover for this.
Knew.
And her, like, the last volume, she was like, use my body to the fullest, Rinosuke. I assumed she was gonna die.
And if I survive, I'll write a book.
Right, yeah, that like,
and also like my specific death flag for her.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of death flags, and it's just like, okay, I understand she's gonna die. I like her though; she's one of my favorite characters in the show. I wish we had more time to do more with her. About her death, though, like, they have this whole like conversation back and forth with her in Shadow Shinpei, who's actually Heine at that point, which that's also a confusing thing for me, but whatever. Okay, so they're having a conversation with him, like, why did you come back? It's like, to atone, because it felt like I killed my brother with my own hands. I'm like, what? Wait, I can understand feeling guilty about your brother dying because you made friends with a shadow thing and then end up eating him. I can understand that you feel indirectly guilty. She was wording it like she literally murdered her brother at that day, somehow.
I thought she felt that way because, like, wasn't her brother like allegedly looking for her or something and ran into Heine?
Yeah, he was.
Like,
yeah,
she was a friend.
Yeah,
that's why she feels responsible.
No, yeah, I understand why she would feel guilty about her brother dying that day, but I don't feel like you would ever, if you did feel that guilty, I don't think you would literally say it's like I murdered him with my own hands, like in that kind of phrasing. I don't know if that makes sense for what I'm trying to get through. Yeah,
I get that.
You'd blame yourself, but the way that it's worded, at least, I don't know if maybe it's just a translation thing or whatever. It makes it sound like she feels like she directly got him killed, like she killed him.
Oh, she might just feel that. Like
she might feel that way. The only reason that I argue that she might feel that way is because she emphasizes the fact that she couldn't tell people the truth. So that probably then in turn compounded the guilt because it felt like it's entirely possible she felt like people were trying to gaslight her that it hadn't happened.
Right, definitely.
So in that turn of events, the guilt would have I don't want to say multiplied, but gotten worse, since it was like people were trying to convince her that it didn't happen that way. So then she's convincing herself like, no, this was my fault. It did happen this way, and everybody else around me is just stupid and doesn't realize that.
Right. So, meanwhile, Ryunosuke, I don't understand what the fuck's going on with how he works either. He's like, I can actually just take over part of the Shide shadow armor, and now I have a body. Or
so
when Hizuru dies, I can just go into Shinpei's eye, I guess. Fuck it.
The fucking alleged thing with that is like he just makes a line like, you're good at possessing bodies, right? And then he can possess other people. I thought it had something to do with Heine directly like accidentally implanting data into Hizuru.
Yeah.
But no, he was just like third party independent fucking free balling, I don't know what to say. Like
he's like a virus.
All that got up the window. Yeah, but it's like also
it's a virus, but it's also an actual a ghost spirit thing, but it's also a computer virus that acts like a real virus.
So, come on. No, if this isn't a game or a simulation, and we're doing all that, are they actually technically computer viruses that are also real life? Like,
I guess they would
actual
be. Maybe.
If you think about it,
it all comes back to King's Game, doesn't it?
Real.
All comes back to next, baby.
What's up, man?
I'm going to give the writer the benefit of the doubt here. And I can sense that you guys don't want to do that.
Well, I can understand why I can understand why the writer is doing certain things. I just feel like they could have been done a lot better.
I think that it would have been better to introduce this facet sooner.
Yeah.
But I think that the possession argument is reasonable, considering that so far Ryunosuke has been the only shadow that's able to move a body that isn't his. Now, it hasn't been previously discussed that he can transfer, and obviously, I can't fault for that. But the argument of the possession thing makes sense to me because of the fact that he was able to move a body that he didn't copy.
I'm just looking at it I understand all that. I was just kind of shocked at oh, you just had to take over some mud and you just have a full body. I feel like this is something we probably could have figured out a long time ago.
Mud.
The shadow mud armor or whatever.
Mud. Sorry.
When we were underground with all the fucking stray mud or whatever just laying around, you could just literally have grabbed a body at any point, apparently. I don't know if they just didn't realize it or what, but...
Hey, chap, I have a request.
Yeah, what's up?
Actually, actually the whole stream, can you put the screenshot that Tornado sent in general as this stream capture?
That is pretty good. It is pretty good.
Oh my god, let me just...
Sorry, it's so funny.
So good.
They got the woke in there too.
Exactly. This Usher timeline is complete bullshit. Okay.
It's better than It's Morbin Time. It's a sound version of that.
So my issue with the writing for that part of Ryunosuke was so I agree with what Anne says, where they give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time it's there wasn't a single, besides he can move the body, it seems like there wasn't a single seed planted where you said he was underground with all the strays. There wasn't a single seed planted at any point that it was possible for Ryunosuke.
There was several new things about Ryunosuke's abilities revealed in this one fight. They were oh, there are ways that we could just be talking to each other at the same time, him and Hizuru, even though their whole thing for many years is that we can only talk through notes we leave behind or whatever. Then they're oh, actually, I can also possess other things. I could transfer literally into Shinpei. When Hizuru dies, I'm just all right, whatever. I don't know if it's something the author wanted to get into a lot of this a lot more and just didn't have the time to do it, or if this was just they wanted all of this to actually just be revealed at this one moment during the emotional Hizuru fight. I feel we had a whole bunch taken away from from Hizuru's like whole death and like everything Hizuru was trying to like get through like in her final moments, because I was too focused on what the fuck's going on with Ryunosuke. Why the fuck is Ryunosuke able to do this? Why is he able to do that? I'm like so distracted on that. I can't focus on the fact that my favorite fucking character is now dead permanently.
It felt like it was like Hizuru's dead and we have 2 Ushios now. Like, oh.
That's the trade-off.
Okay, so I mean, so the fight happens, and at first Ryunosuke takes over part of the armor, the like shadow mud armor, and they're still not winning, but they were doing a lot better than before. Tokiko manages to escape the fight and warn Shinpei of what happened before she dies. She meets up with Shinpei and Mio after they had just killed one of the clones. We now know that the reason why there were 2 of the Kakiri, like the priest dudes, who's actually Shide, is because they're just the other generations of them, I guess, that are just leftover bodies that some of them are kept. We know there's at least those 2. There's the original guy. I think they said there's 2 in the armor, and then there's one who is there at this, or maybe there was 2 in the armor towards the end, but like we know that there's at least 2 of them, one of which was in the armor fighting Hizuru, and the other one had kidnapped Mio and So. And so Tokiko warned them after they had just killed that cloned priest dude who didn't have the shadow armor, and as soon as Shinpei hears that, he's like, all right, guess I'm just gonna die real quick. I'll fix this all up, no problem. The plan being, okay, everything that happens afterwards when he tries to start looping is where I get confused at the timelines. So I'm trying to think here, because they start the 9th loop. I think they start the 9th loop, where for some reason Shide and Heine cannot track Shinpei because he has the mark on him, but something is blocking his existence in some way, so they cannot detect where he currently is. Now, when I read the volumes, it sounded like initially they had discovered that by accident, and then they did it on purpose. But
That's what I got.
But then it felt like actually this was like a flashback where we figured it out, and then we did it on purpose both times. So I don't know if I was just overthinking it on my end or what. I was confused. I couldn't tell.
I had the same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I had the exact same thing where it's like I thought they did it on accident and then did it on purpose, but it was like actually it was the whole plan or something. I was like, I don't know. I got confused on that part too. I had the exact same reaction to you where it was like, why they flashback explaining this? I thought this was...
Yeah. Like, the reason why they were able to hide his existence is pretty much they figured out because Shide's able to use shadow mud as, like, armor, you could pretty much just go inside of strays that are just, like, pretty much mud. And you can, like, go in there and that'll, like, prevent certain things, I guess, and also power you up. So they pretty much ride inside of Gil, because I think Rose is dead at that point after the Hizuru fight. So they're riding Gil inside of him as like a mecha, and because they're doing that, they can't be detected. Shinpei's mark can't be detected by Heine. The first time was just like you're just thinking like, how is Heine not able to track him? What did they figure out on that end? But you just don't really find out until like they're already there trying, because their plan now is to try to go find where the shadow Ushio that's gonna wash up on the shore is before the other people do. And meanwhile, Shide and Heine also know that this original shadow Ushio is going to be a threat in the future, even though they had no indication of a second Ushio being a problem before. Suddenly, and now is an issue. It like before it sounded like, okay, once we take care of this Ushio, problem solved, then we can just fuck up Shinpei. And
No. They knew, because they kept not attacking him because they could sense Ushio's presence, quote unquote, in his pocket because of the shell.
No, but I was going to bring that up. That shell only has her memories. So why would that stop them from attacking Shinpei at that scene?
Because it would be a detection of a shadow, like Ushio's presence.
I don't understand why that would stop them.
I don't know. They thought she was in the bush or something.
All right. Well, all right. Listen.
No,
Or
you're
like
completely
Ryunosuke,
right.
she
That's the logic.
possessed him.
No, you were completely right. That was the logic, but they had them completely surrounded by the entire military and then just pieced out. It sounded like more of a MacGuffin than anything, to be honest with you.
I don't know. And like, there's definitely something more going on with Ushio because now Shide has referred to her as the egg or whatever. The karmic egg. It sounds like, and I think Anne or somebody else might have said this in prior streams, where it sounds like Ushio is going to be the next quote unquote mother of shadows or whatever. They're going to be the next like Hiruko god or something like that. So I don't know if for some reason maybe Heine doesn't want to permanently kill Ushio to prepare for that, so they just wanted to get rid of the one before so that they can finish their plan but not get rid of the shell version because that'll have the memories of the next mother or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but they were definitely trying to beat them to the washed up Ushio that was coming up so that they could kill that one so that they couldn't transfer the memories into the next body. So I don't know.
So I get a feeling from earlier in like the last mangas, right?
Yep.
The manga clubs. I don't remember the exact examples, but there was like a lot of breadcrumbs where it's like things like for the first half of this manga, it was like things were like there was like breadcrumb traces that you could follow and then you'd find out and then be like, oh, that's what they meant here, that's what they meant there.
Yep.
That's completely gone away at the end. Like it just feels like here's the thing we need to continue the plot, here's the thing we need to continue the plot, here's the thing we at the end. Like it seems like the first half of the manga was super well thought out.
Yep.
He extended it and then just didn't know what to do with it.
And
it feels like it's really going off the road.
And that's probably exactly what happened too, based on the afterwards we read before, where he's like, yeah, this was gonna end at volume 10, but you know, I had some other ideas for it. But then he was also like, yeah, my style of writing at this point is I just vibe out what the characters are gonna do next.
That's exactly how it reads.
Yeah.
So, it's like the art is still amazing. The fight scenes are still fucking awesome. All the double like panel 2-page spreads and like full shots of like dynamic action stuff. All that stuff's still cool. So like I get if that's what he wanted to feel for, but writing wise, I'm just like I don't know. The writing is getting super deflated for me now. It was like super interesting before. And I mean, usually with a lot of mystery stuff, once you get towards the end, sometimes it's like a mix of like whether or not you're gonna actually enjoy what the answers are and stuff like that. But this one is just like we got answers and then we're just adding other stuff that's just not mystery anymore. We're just adding like other stuff for like 3 seconds and then explaining how we're gonna counter that. And I'm just like,
yeah, it seems like he just keeps tacking on like the next thing to get out of this.
It's just how
season.
it feels to watch JoJo.
Is that true? I mean, listen. JoJo's whole thing, at the very least, JoJo's whole thing is, at least in Stardust Crusaders, this was my favorite part of JoJo. The plot of that is people shit on it for being villain of the week. The whole point of it is like every episode is they're stand users, and there's an enemy stand user attacking them, and there's the mystery of who's doing the bullshit, what is their bullshit, why is there bullshit? Where is there bullshit? How are we going to deal with that bullshit with my bullshit? Is pretty much like it. So there's like 6 different questions with that they have to answer.
Slowly into Egypt.
Yeah. So there's like a whole bunch of different things that they have to answer with that question. And like, you know, and some people can just not like it because of villain of the week stuff. I liked it just because it's like very smart with how they're dealing with every of those situations. This one, I don't feel like it's as smart anymore. I think it was smart towards the beginning with a lot of the stuff, like when Shadow Shinpei showed up and he was like, you know, I'm you, but I'm the bad guy, so you're fucked. And I'm like, oh damn, that's cool. But now it's like, I'm you, but like I'm actually just Heine in your body, so I don't understand why I don't understand why I'm supposed to be at your level or something. So
I bet that, yeah, that's another thing. It's like, oh no, I guess Heine would still get the personality from Shinpei, no? Because
Heine can't walk.
She got the little girl.
Yeah, it's like Heine's not physically there. Heine is just directly controlling the Shadow Shinpei at that point. So in my head, Shadow Shinpei is not there anymore. It's Heine controlling Shadow Shinpei's body like Ryunosuke is controlling Hizuru's body or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is.
But in my mind, I'm just like, well, that kind of defeats the whole point of what makes Shadow Shinpei so scary. He just is Shinpei, but evil, and knows how he's going to think. Heine is just like trying to guess what he might do, and it's not working as effectively, clearly.
I think the exact moment where the author started winging it was right around the shell. It feels like the shell, like he had this idea for the shell and then didn't know where to go from there.
Well, I will
And
say,
it's like that one. Yeah.
I will say with the Ushio stuff, I 100% knew, like early on, the show has to either end or like before it ends. We have to have the scene where Shadow Ushio goes back in time to give Shinpei the eye. We had the stuff happen in the end of Volume 12 where Ushio almost goes to kill Haine, holds back because she starts crying, saying please don't or whatever. So she doesn't kill Haine. I think they like destroy their body a lot and like their eye comes out.
I had something to say about that.
Yeah.
Haine is super weak at this point, like can't even walk, right?
Yep.
And Ushio obliterated a cave wall behind her.
Yes.
Like deleted it, like no longer exists. It was like an explosion, and then that was her holding back and wasn't enough to finish Haine off. Am I supposed to believe that one?
Well, well, the way it looked, and I don't know if I was just not understanding the panel correctly, it looked like she moved her fist away from being pointed at Haine, and that's why it hit the wall, but then somehow Haine also got hit with it. I didn't understand that part. I didn't know if that was just me misunderstanding.
No, I thought the shadow was still her on the wall. And
that's what I figured.
Right, okay. I completely forgot the whole, if you punch the shadow, it actually gets hit, because it's been a while since we actually used that.
Because remember they nail gunned her shadow earlier.
Right, yes.
I think that part of that might be that Ushio did, like, obviously change her aim, I think, from the child to the shadow. The other thing is that technically that shadow is the god Hiruko.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that this, like, if you think about Ushio as, like, this young, like, barely came into her powers with the weird eye thing, this, like, young pseudo-deity or whatever, Hiruko would still be more powerful. It's just that this physical body for Hiruko Haine isn't as powerful because of physical limitations. So in my head, it makes sense that Ushio wouldn't have been able to just obliterate Haine completely, because that's a non-god taking on a literal god. There's a power imbalance there.
I understand that, but my issue is that she's been clapped for, like, she's just getting weaker and more clapped until the point where she's so weak they can finally take her down, and it's like this incredible attack didn't actually finish her off, even though it like temporarily made everything vanish for a second.
So here's a bit of confusion I also had during that scene with the eye part afterwards that I think I've pretty much in my head figured out, but I just want to bring it up. So
it's power load.
Haine no longer has either eye. Ushio now has her right eye.
But Shinpei
also has the right eye. And so
why?
So I'll tell you. I know exactly why. And Shide mentions it, like this is like the karmic, like the causality bullshit. All right, in the fourth loop or whatever, one of the earlier loops, they get Shinpei's eye and they try to like put it back or like destroy it or whatever. They can't, and they say it's because of causality bullshit or whatever. And the reason for it is supposed to be that the eye that Ushio just got is the one that she has to give Shinpei at the beginning of the story. That's supposed to be what happens. Now, that confused me at first because I thought to myself, I thought it was the eye that Haine literally hasn't had for the whole story is the one that he has. And I think I just figured it out now. The eye that she lost was supposed to be from the old time with Hizuru, where the eye that flew out was the one that probably contained Ryunosuke in it or something like that and somehow got into Hizuru. I don't know. I don't know if only the eye that she lost and didn't have for most of the story, I'm assuming was the one that she had lost during the incident with Hizuru and Ryunosuke in the past. And so the right eye, the problem I do have still, and this is mostly a problem most time travel kind of stories have, I guess, the excuse in the fourth loop that we can't do anything this eye because causality is preventing us from, like, doing anything. It's, like, glitching out on us. We can't mess with it. That's wrong, in my view, because here's how it's supposed to work, okay? I understand the logic with saying causality means we can't do anything to it, but that doesn't mean if you physically and nothing could, like, prevent you from doing it means that somehow the physics of the world just says, no, you can't do it. It's supposed to be that, like, it will not happen, if that makes sense. So, like, If I go back in time and I give you something, and then you go into the future and you give me that thing, which eventually I have to go back in time to give you it, that has to happen at some point. So there's not something that can happen that interferes with you owning it and you giving it to me. That still has to happen in order for that loop to happen. So if somebody is trying to interfere with the timeline to prevent that from happening, and the rules of this world say it's not going to create a parallel line, then you just won't be able to. Things will get in your way when you try to do it, and you won't be able to do it. So, like, it's not something to where, like, if you have it in your hands, you can't destroy it. It's like you'll never have it in your hands. It just won't get in your hands no matter how hard you try. It's not that the world is going to stop you from doing it. It just won't happen. So the fact that they're like, they have the eye and they're like, we're going to destroy it. Oh, but we can't. Causality says we can't, I guess. It's not really how that's supposed to work. I thought that was... I know that might have been kind of confusing to explain, but I have a whole video on Steins Gate that kind of goes over it more that you can watch.
I also don't know. I don't remember what scene you're referring to. So
I'm talking about... there's two scenes I'm referring to. I'm referring to the scene in the past where they're in the underground cave. They somehow get the eye from Shinpei in that moment, and then Hayane tries to put it back inside of her or destroy it or something. I forget what they were trying to do, but it was like glitching out on them. So they're like, oh, we can't actually use this or something like that. And they mentioned it was because of causality shit or whatever. And that's because the eye that Ushio got this volume, she has to give to Shinpei at the beginning of the story. So nothing is supposed to be able to stop that event from happening. Otherwise, it makes no sense for the eye to be there in Shinpei in the story. Because if they prevented it, then it can't happen or something like that. It's supposed to be some causality bullshit, but we've also actually introduced parallel worlds into this story, so I don't understand. There's some kind of time travel media rule being fucked with here, is what I'm trying to say in a very long-winded way, all right? And it's just
I get what you're
weird.
saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think the small like nuances of like the causality of the eye is much less important than the entire timeline just being fucked and ununderstandable. you know?
Listen.
Like, I don't care about the eye being weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, the eye is the MacGuffin for me. So I'm just like, we have to have some weird excuse for them not to be able to just take it back from him for some reason.
One of the panels that I pulled up that I sent Shap, and I think Tornado probably would mention it too, is that at the very beginning, before it got fucked, I understood the timeline. Because it was just Back to the Future. Like, that was the rule, like, that's the context in my head that I was following, is the fact that basically you create a parallel timeline, and they're working along the parallel, like, I think in the Steins Gate video that you talked about, like, that I understood. I can totally work on that, and that's part of why the Event Horizon existed, because the Event Horizon was keeping him from, like, going to, like, back to the original world or whatever. Fine, whatever. My problem is when they started trying to explain the Ushio thing, like,
yeah,
because I can totally see in my head, like, the tree that I think somebody mentioned that they were drawing it out. I want to say it was Tornado, but I don't remember, because I can imagine the tree where you have the original flow of time and then first loop, second loop, third loop, and those are like things that are going underneath it. But where the fuck did Ushio, like, this Ushio thing start existing? Like, it finally clicked during the stream that it's a bootstrap paradox, because she somehow, like, existed and then helped herself to exist, kind of thing. Because that would mean that somehow the one that they ran into in the third loop is the one that was killed in, like, the seventh loop or something, even though, not even time, even though spatially that wouldn't fucking be possible, because the reason that her body washed up is because she was killed in the future. I'm so confused.
So I think
you go. I was
just gonna say, I think it's literally, we're missing a timeline, right? And what the timeline is, it's the one that should have been pinned to the author's wall where he tracked what was going on while he was vibing with the characters. I think he lost the plot somewhere in there.
I get it. The author wanted the happy ending where Ushio and Shinpei save the day together. Because love conquers all. We have to have a way to do it. Ushio was the dumbest way to do it, I think. We like had so much stakes behind like making sure this Shadow Ushio didn't die, and then apparently if we just waited a day, she'd be fine. It wasn't even that hard for them to go and get her again. Like they just swam over there, and they just had to make sure they got there before fucking Shide got there apparently, which wasn't even that hard. Their only thing after that was, well, now we can't really loop because then they're just gonna beat us to her. So we just gotta not loop.
Yeah, and then they
point.
just I'm back to where we were talking about before, where I don't know how the fuck they figured out that Ushio was in the river. I'm confused again with that part, like how they knew.
Okay.
They had a whole explanation. Yeah, you go,
Turnado rises up.
Yeah,
Turnado,
okay.
what you got?
You could go through the timeline, the thread, and you can see all the photos, and I think that might go through it a little bit. So things really start to get screwed up around the third loop. So we have to go really way back to where the things get screwed up. So the confusion is two details that weren't explained very well. First off is the shell, which is Ushio's memories, and then we have like Ushio, the body, and the temporal being. So around the third loop, right, we're on July 24th. We're on the last day. Ushio then goes back in time with Shinpei, right? But the thing with Shinpei as a time traveler is that he is transported back to his own body. His mind is like reading Steiner to his previous timeline.
Yeah.
Whereas Ushio, as a being, there's two of
I get
her.
it now.
There is one that was from the third loop, and then there's the original Ushio that's supposed to exist in that world. So since the third loop, there's always been two Ushios. Because originally, Ushio there were two Ushios. One was the clone. She had to save the girl who was drowning, right? That body is still dead, but then she washes up on the 24th. That Ushio, the body of Ushio, right, like who's fainted and is trying to recover, that's the one that goes into the 24th that latches onto Shinpei, and then she goes through 4 loops. So that's like the temporal being right eye Ushio, right? Like not the physical body. That's like the weird memory thing that like Shinpei's been talking to like for the past 6-7 loops. But like the original Ushio, that's why they say Ushio, which is the physical body of Ushio that's still supposed to be floating in the water that hasn't gone on the loops yet. That's like the body of Ushio that's like going through the timeline. So it's really screwed up because you have the memory Ushio, the right eye Ushio, whatever, and then you have the physical body Ushio that's doing all this time travel stuff with Shinpei. So the second feature that kind of mixes it up is when Ushio turns into a shell, right? Then we go through the Swamp Man philosophy of that's Ushio the memories, but not Ushio the body, right? Her body, she has 2 bodies floating, right? Her memories, when her body dies, she's able to store her memories, and they restore it to the original Ushio's body. And so you can do a lot of the time travel bullshit once you get second Ushio, right? So when they travel again, each time loop, there's still an Ushio floating in the ocean, but now you have the shell Ushio still with Shinpei. So Shinpei can do some time travel shenanigans. That's what the 10th loop is all about.
Where did the Ushio that's floating in the ocean the whole time come from? Was it the drowning scene?
Yes.
So
yeah, she's been kind of
drowning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all 3 days. So like when they that third loop, when they finally get to the July 24th, right? That Ushio time travels with Shinpei, but the Ushio is not time traveled into her body, but she sticks with Shinpei. So that's
Okay.
weird.
Okay, I get that.
It makes sense now.
I get it now.
I understand how the logic of like the body of Ushio being there works. I just don't like it in terms of like how we're going to bring her back, I guess.
I didn't. That was completely lost on me.
That makes more sense now. Like I get it now. I still think the memory thing is bullshit. I think it's straight bullshit still.
The memory thing doesn't bug me as much because they're able to do the memory show thing, like the transfer of memories to people. So it's just like, she transferred the memories to a fucking shell. Usually that would be useless. But she is also the egg or some shit. So she's special. She's the chosen one. So she gets away with it.
That's why I'm just hand waved a lot of this too. Just her because like in my head, if she's a normal shadow, I can understand like, okay, we've put my memories into the shell, and now we're restarting the loop. In my head, Ushio's body is not supposed to be anything but just a like lifeless body, but it wakes up and it's like, oh, what's going on or whatever, and then he puts the memories inside of her. So it's like, I don't know. It's just some bullshit where I just hand wave it away, and I'm just like, okay, she's the egg. She's the special one. She's the one. She has to.
She's the one. Yeah, she gets away with it.
Power of love, Derek. Power of love.
Like I understand why the body had to be there, but then she just woke up and started saying stuff or whatever. I don't know. I felt like there could have been cooler ways to bring back Ushio, because I knew Ushio had to come back in some way before the end. I just didn't think that would be it. So, you know, it's whatever. Like, I don't know. My whole thing is still just the annoyance with like the eye causality stuff. If we're talking about like bullshit with the time travel logic, that's still something I'm annoyed with. But like, I understand we're at a point now where it's like, you know, the love conquers all, kind of like we have to have the good end with like the right people vibes, even though we know
walk into the walk into the shadow realm for the final boss fight.
But then, you know, you ask yourself, like, okay, well, they know the stakes are when they kill Heine, all the shadows that are her children are supposed to go away too, right? Well, that's probably not going to apply to Ushio, because she's, quote-unquote, the egg. She's the one. She's probably going to be the next mother or whatever, so she's going to stay, and everyone else is going to go away. Because I think that even, like, after Mio actually confesses to Shinpei, and he basically says, sorry, no, I like Ushio instead. And she goes crying, and Shadow Mio's just in there with them, her and Tokiko just going, well, you know, once we kill Heine, Shadow Ushio's going to go away, and then you got a shot. I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's not going to happen. Now that we've directly said that, she's going to stay around afterwards. It's all fucked.
Was it just me, or did Tokiko hint at the gay thing again? When she's holding
yes,
it? Like,
I was gonna bring that up. That was another one of the screenshots that I said, chap. I literally said, like, this was mentioned earlier.
Yes, I see it. Hold on, let me bring it up. This one.
Like
this one. No.
There's too many coincidences for it to not be shipping at this point, I swear.
Y'all,
We even just shut down Mio.
And actually,
Shut down Mio and Shinpei.
Well, chat pulls it up. I'll read off the
it.
message that I sent when I sent it.
Yep.
I said, continuation of what was said last stream, gay, period. That was the introduction sentence to what I said. I hope Mio, and then I went on to say, I hope Mio isn't left in the dark or anything because of how devastated she was at Shinpei not returning her feet. She deserves to have that kind of romantic attraction, although it might be weird if her shadow survives as well. Obviously, the shadow probably won't, but also I think that it would be really shitty if she went to So, because at that point it would just be like, you're my second choice. Like, don't do So dirty like that. He does not deserve that.
Listen, okay, I understand at the end of this, if they do kill Heine, you know, because in my head there's still a choice of whether or not they're going to kill Heine, or if they'll find some way to coexist with Heine but kill Shide or something like that. So there's two options that could happen. There's either going to be Heine and all the other shadows do get to live still, or all the shadows except maybe Ushio have to die. And so there's possibilities. There could be still the original Mio, or there could be the two Mios. And if there's the two Mios, in my head I'm thinking, so one of them could go with Tokiko and the other one could go with So.
I'm confident. I'm confident. Well, I'm not super confident, but I think I'm guessing where the ending's going and how they're going to keep Ushio.
Yep.
So Shide was like, I can't kill you because everyone disappears, including my armor, but I'm just going to lock you in the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like Ushio's going to do some bullshit to help out Hine because she felt bad and held back.
Yeah.
She's going to like restore her, but keep her in the Shadow Realm. So then all the good shadows get to stay alive. Hine gets a happy ending. Ushio gets a happy ending.
Well,
Everyone gets a
I'll
happy
add on
ending.
to that. I'll add on to that. Okay, it's not going to be that she's going to do something herself. She's going to put all her trust in Shinpei in the past, go back in time, give him the eye, and hope that he figures out the way to do it in the end. It's going to be something like that. Because we have to have a scene before this ends where she gives him the eye. She has to go back and give him the eye so that the events can start.
It's going to be loading screen.
I feel so fucking bad for Shinpei, because what that means is they've doomed him to an entire lifetime of just doing this over and over again. He's never going to escape, because the Shinpei that like went back in time to start the time loops and do, like, again, this is assuming that what you said is correct, but do what Ushio said, he's gonna get to the end and be like, oh, time to do it again, and like, sure, his memory is gonna be wiped, but he's never gonna be able to just go back to living.
It's she
Love
she
is gonna
has
conquer all.
she has to go back to give him the eye so that all these events can still start. That's solidified by the fact that they mention like, oh, I can't do anything with the eye because causality or whatever, like 4 loops in or something like that. So like they've hammered in that has to happen before the story ends. But what that means is if this happens while they're in this shadow realm or whatever bullshit, then the Shinpei that's there will just be continuing forward. So it's not like he's going to be looped in unless, I guess, he dies and loses at the Shadow Realm thing, which probably isn't going to happen. But something has to happen where Ushio is pretty much forced to go back and give Shinpei the eye. I don't know what exactly it's going to be because he already has the eye, so she doesn't necessarily need to do it right now. But, so, I don't know.
I guess the
I'm
thing is that she has to somehow go back to Shinpei in that original timeline before the 24th when everybody dies to give him the eye to go into this weird ladder, like staircase descending time loop.
What I'm thinking is it might be 2 things happen. It might be that both of them go back in time. Ushio gives past Shinpei the eye, and then the other Shinpei, for some reason that we don't see, finds a way to solve everything on the first loop, which we didn't get to see because the Shinpei on that timeline died at like the shrine at the beginning. And so like it might be something to where he goes back in time, ends up basically on the first loop, and he solves things on the first loop past where he originally died on there. It might be something like that. That's my initial guess.
I think Derek's spot on where we are going to do the loop thing, but he's going to break it in the first loop because now he knows he has all the mutants. I think that's a
Game Plus.
Yeah, the first loop the first loop we had. I'm trying to think who we had confirmed die in the first loop towards the end. We had Hizuru die, we had Mio die, we had Shinpei die, and we had, I think at that point, the Kobayashi family was already killed and replaced along with some of the other Islanders. I'm trying to think, because maybe then that wouldn't happen because he would probably try to find a way so that, because Mio and Hizuru also had died then, so he'd want to make it so that on that loop they wouldn't die too. So maybe he'd just be affecting things on that loop prior to when they died. I don't know. It might be something to where towards the end there's 2 good Shinpeis working together to save the world. Okay, these are just guesses I'm coming up with.
For that loop as well.
We only get 1 volume. We only get 1 volume to solve this. Okay, we get 1 volume to solve it somehow.
I'm more concerned about the fact that we have like less than 20 chapters.
Listen, we're going really fast. We're gonna go really fast. There's gonna be a lot of dialogue bubbles, not a lot of action, and then something's gonna happen, and then we're gonna loop and fix everything. That's my theory.
These chapters, it's possible that I was reading them too quickly. But a lot of these chapters felt really short too.
I felt that too. It's entirely because especially volume 11 is just a fuck ton of action scenes. So there's like a lot of really good art, but there's like parts of volume 12 is where they're doing like lore dump to explain certain things. So it took a little longer for some of those just because we're explaining things. Volume 11, I don't think was much of explaining anything.
Yeah.
Remember when I said that like that like Ushio's gonna fix Hine? Fuck, how do you say her name? Hine?
Yeah, Hine, whatever. Technically
what
both
if,
work.
right?
Technically both work. Okay, one's the shadow version, one's the original version. So
yeah. So anyway, Hine. So like, what if like she does some? They're gonna defeat Shide, obviously. That's a given.
Yeah, he's the big bad.
Yeah.
Gotta get rid of him.
Yeah.
Hine is the question at this point. I think so. I still think she's gonna restore her, but I think in doing that, she's gonna like help restore the actual Hiraku and not the child, and then the Hiraku's gonna grant her the power to like go back and help Shinpei or some shit.
Listen, I
think it's gonna be like a full circle like that, where she's gonna actually help out. Because it's like what you said about the the causality thing. It may have finished her. What if the causality is because she's the one who gives her the back to do the eye in the first place? He gives her like the power because she helps her in the end, helps her return home.
There's a lot of different ways that it could go, none of which I think at this point the author would have had thought of prior, because I think, like we said, he had an original plan for things and then it just kind of got changed later on. Maybe it's still going to retain the original ending he had in mind and we just had extra steps in between, or more likely it's just going to be some weird vibes for love to conquer all in the end and keep everybody alive. I'm trying to think if we're going to keep... I'm trying to think if we're gonna keep anybody permanently dead. I don't even know if Hizuru is gonna be left permanently dead in the end of
No,
this.
Hizuru's
don't
gonna be
think she is.
permanently dead. No, I
don't
think
so?
that
I don't
she
want
is,
it.
and
I don't want
I
it.
explicitly wrote it. I actually deleted the note just now because I thought we glossed over it. Her death scene was like a chapter and a half. She is not coming back.
Yeah,
like, at all.
but JoJo did that too, and then they just brought him back because of memes. Okay, so I don't know.
Also,
So
the
did
author
Mega Man X.
self-admitted he's vibing at this point, so he could just do it anyway.
It's true. Listen, at this point, we're just at whatever the author feels like for the end of it.
Yeah, we're at the
Uh,
author's mercy
wow,
at this point.
We're talking about Hizuru. Let me show that image. There you go, the one with Hizuru laughing that you sent me. There you go.
Yeah, I thought that. I think here again. I'll just read off what I said. I said, it's
Look at
refreshing to see Hizuru laughing, albeit like really uncanny. Although it is in kind of a deranged way. I thought that it was some symbolic climactic change of character right before her death, but I think it's well done because it's this break in like her constant like this is so stereotypical, and finally she gets to a point where like, loser, you got it wrong, psych, haha,
Plus
kind
L.
of thing.
Psych,
Plus
that's the wrong
ratio.
number.
Psych, that's yeah, it's like I don't remember Justice. He was like, Justice,
It did.
lol, loser,
True.
wrong, try again.
True.
And that's why she's laughing, is because finally she got something that was like against the grain, I guess. I think that was a character facet of hers that kind of got overlooked after she like gone through, but like the whole like punching Shinpei because he did what was expected and not anything new or interesting.
Yeah.
Just going along with that. I think that's everything I had to say about that panel.
What
I
will
had another
say,
one about her death.
What I
later.
will say about her death, before I forget, her death and the permanent, like, trying to tell us that we're just letting this one happen because we can't afford to use the loops up or whatever, because it's just not going to work out or whatever.
I thought it was too late to save her. Like,
No, it wasn't too late to
wasn't-
save her. He was thinking about doing it, but they figured if he did that, they would have the upper hand and beat them even more than they did in that instance or whatever. Like, he was ready to do it, and he didn't think that he couldn't do it. He just was told not to, because pretty much if he did that, they'd probably have the upper hand again. So it'd be even
Yeah,
worse.
because now they knew like their like attack plan or whatever.
What like their counter plan and plan is. Yeah,
Mhm.
because they killed Hizuru in that time like that because he looped, and then they had the upper hand in the fights, and they were able to kill Hizuru instead of Hizuru or Ryunosuke taking over part of the armor or whatever. But what I will say, that death taught me that it's not just Shinpei that, like, if they kill him quick enough, then he's not a problem anymore. It's everybody. And I don't know why the Shadows never thought of to take advantage of that. If a loop restarts and they can get to somebody and kill them as soon as possible, they're just gone. Because, like, even if Shinpei goes back, he can't save them, right? So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like it felt like they only really cared about killing Shinpei himself as soon as possible, because they were just like, once we kill him, then we don't have to deal with him anymore. But like, it works for everybody though. If you kill it, like, because they know when the loop happens. Heine knows when it happens. So as soon as that happens, if they just plan to kill somebody and kill them as soon as possible, and then they can get them out of the picture permanently, which is like shocking to me then when the clone of Shide, or like the additional one that's not in the armor, has like kidnapped Mio and So, doesn't kill them. It just kidnaps them. I'm assuming it was to like drag Shinpei away for a bit, but I don't know. I don't understand why it wasn't like an immediate kill. Like he did kill them, but apparently it wasn't quick enough to where if he looped back, they wouldn't be alive anymore. So I don't know.
I thought he didn't kill them if Hana he ate them. But,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they just kill them immediately? Why would they like bring them all the way to Heine to eat them, just to like as a fuck you to Shinpei? Like, it's not like she has to eat right now. Like, I don't know.
I guess it's possible maybe they did that so again, like, giving the fucking author the benefit of the doubt. Shadow Mio can sense when Mio is dead. So they wanted to lure Shinpei and Shadow Mio in that direction by letting Mio stay alive, and then killing Mio after they had been like distracted or something. Because
just kill So. Just kill So, easy.
Had Shadow Mio like realized early on, like, oh, Mio's dead, then they wouldn't have a reason to go all the way that far back to the other fucking side of the island.
Yeah, you're right. They could have just killed So though.
Yeah, I don't have a justification.
Would have actually won that last fight. So did the kind
gang.
of saved the fight at the end.
Okay, gang.
Okay, gang. The rest is just like we planned. Don't worry, we lost Hizuru. Shit's kind of fucked, but it's okay. Just like we planned, we can continue this. Don't worry.
The author could just play this all off as like all the dumb things that happened was because causality, like Derek was complaining about, where they had to have happened for the story, the full timeline.
Listen, they brought up causality for like the one thing, which is the eye, and then never again. And I'm just like, well, if you're gonna introduce that rule, you have to introduce that to like multiple things. I don't know. Anyways, I'm showing. Oh yeah, go on, Turando.
Go ahead. You guys remember what happened, or what they said after Hizuru died? Like they actually had a very big problem on their hands. Like because she was a very popular author, right? So if you have a very popular author die on the island, you have like a big news story, right? And they said, oh, we'll just leave it to the 24th and we'll deal with it later. I don't know how the author's gonna deal with that, but they like I think the body count is what, a dead cop, a dead author, like.
Oh yeah, because the detective's still dead.
Yes. So I don't know how the author's gonna deal with that. Maybe they just cut off the ending before that happens, and so they'll leave it up as an epilogue. But
here was something I was confused about with that, and maybe I was just misremembering something. It sounded like she didn't have it be known to anybody except Nezu that she was that specific author. I thought that was like a hidden thing, and that it was like weird for Shinpei to walk up to her at first and call her by her author name. Like, it's not like something the Islanders should have known about, unless they were specifically told that they were an author.
But
am I misremembering?
Her publishing company might fucking come calling.
Yeah, but they're not. They tried to come calling, okay? They tried, and she said, fuck you, I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck you, you're a side character, get out of here.
Yeah, for real.
What were you saying, Justin? Justin? I don't know.
For a second, I forgot.
Okay. You have this group photo you want me to show off of Tokiko.
I fucking love Tokiko. Okay, the three people.
I wanted more from her in the story. She didn't have nearly as much as I would have liked.
The three people that have grown on me was So, the fucking sheriff. Oh, I love him. He's so goofy. He fell off. He's not as important in these last two chapters, so I don't have any good screenshots of him.
Yeah.
And Tokiko, because I love the trope of like when people that have closed eyes open them for emotional scenes. And I included the two where like she's shouting because I thought that they were done really well. It's just like another example of that I keep bringing up, the author being like really good and like his art style improving. But the third one that I provided is the one where she's like, don't go fucking dying on me, So. I thought that I wanted to include that one because it's a demonstration of the fact that like she doesn't only feel anger or wrath strongly. Like she's showing, not to fucking bring it up again, but she's showing love very strongly as well.
So love is winning out, you're saying.
In this particular example of her eyes being open. I love Tokiko. She's such a cool character.
So, one point that you mentioned about like watching the author's art improve, he talks about this a bit in one of the afterwards for volume 11.
Well, he talks about it in the volume 12 afterward too.
Right.
And honestly, it was one of the things. There were a couple things that got me choked up. It was
I have a quote from volume 12's one.
I have the seventh picture that I sent about there being a gap. That one fucked me up. That one got me. But the afterward at the end of volume 12 that was talking about the fact that like he has to go through like to previous volumes to refer to like scenes that he's already done.
Yep.
And I was just like, and he's talking about the fact that like it's kind of embarrassing to go back and realize like that's like what people can read, but at the same time it's
like, how are you? He would feel hopeless if he wasn't able to see the improvement, because it's a show that he's like stagnated, and that's like a really shitty position for an artist to be in. And I was like, dude, I love you for putting this like out loud. I really appreciate that, because like as an artist who's also struggling with that kind of stuff and the idea of stagnating, like seeing it in something that is like published, like it's not just being talked about on social media, but like actually in and afterward in a book, it's like, that's so cool, and I appreciate that.
Listen, you forgot the most important part of that. I'm going to read it to you because I have it. Okay, I have it here. There's only despair, no matter how high you go, only despair. So even if it's just an illusion, I just repeat each instance of my self-satisfaction and live in the brief moment. Is there any other way to live? I just want to move forward until I die. What I mean is, I'm looking forward to the day the PS5 comes out. I want to play the remake of Demon's Souls soon, and Resident Evil Village and Final Fantasy 16. I can't wait to play them all.
Such a goofy guy.
Fucking gamers, dude. He's just like, oh man, fucking this shit can be depressing. Holy fuck.
Gamers,
Anyways, gaming. Gaming.
Gamers deserve to be oppressed.
True.
Hey, look, that's how I got my depression.
So the other thing I want, Volume 11's main afterward thing was talking about how some of the weird dialect choices for this manga is based on, I think it was either his grandfather or his great-grandfather, somebody who was very, very old in his family, who used to say a certain phrase that was specifically only for like a certain island from like many, many years ago, and it's like a dead like language thing now. Nobody says it anymore, and you can't even find it if you do a Google search for it or whatever. It's that kind of dead of like a phrase or whatever. And like he just remembers like asking his mom about it and getting confused about it. He was like, man, some of these phrases and stuff are just like lost in time or whatever. So I don't know if he tried to incorporate some weird phrasing of things, and that's why we get the dialogue in like weird ways, because he was trying to emulate that, and the translator's just like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and I literally can't find it in Google Translate. This goddamn motherfucker. What am I supposed to do with that?
That is possibly an angle.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly,
like,
I think the translator should have just stopped the first time they typed okay, but that's okay.
So,
I'm gonna
okay.
be saying that for every single book club after this.
There are two other things I wanted to bring up that normally I don't really want to dive too much into the memos that we get, because they're just like extra bonus lore about like the plants or whatever. There was two that was actually pretty, I thought, important in Volume 12. One of which is the reason why Heine is seriously damaged and weak right now is because of literally World War II air raids that happened on the island, which apparently had affected Heine because it seriously damaged the cave as well and stuff like that. So she's seriously damaged because of literal World War II air raids that happened. I was like, oh, okay, so that happened. The other one was an entire chart of the Kari family tree, going through like the 7 generations. We don't have to go through all of them, but the one thing that I do want to highlight is a note that it left, where it was each generation would have a wife, but all the wives were pretty much for show except for the first one, which was Heine. Heine is the mother of all the children they've ever had, and the wives are just for show for all the priests in the entire generations of the family, apparently. And the current one apparently does not have a wife, so...
I mean, he does.
Damn, no maidens?
Well, it doesn't have one associated with him, so...
It's a joke about Heine being his wife.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand. Oh, okay. They don't have a wife for show or something like that, so...
I totally forgot about the whole bombings thing from World War II.
You forgot that World War II had bombings? Oh my god.
I mean, like, that's how she got damaged in the first place.
Well, they never mentioned that in the actual story
at all.
That was something that was only mentioned here in the memo. This was just him adding his video game lore for how things happened or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. It was only mentioned here in this
major there.
Yeah, no, this is not something that was like, at least as far as I can remember, not actually explained anywhere in the actual story. It's something that you only understand from reading the memo.
Which I don't do.
It's a real shame.
Yeah, most of them are boring though, so I'm not going to read all of them. But
no, it's a real shame that Heine had a twin sister elder shadow god, but they were staying in Hiroshima, so.
Damn.
Wait,
Not too
what?
far.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Wait, hold on. I
Shadows
just missed a funny
there.
joke.
Wait, I do want to also mention, okay, the mer people theory.
God damn it.
I will just say, when they were fighting in the waters and they were just swimming around the waters, I was like, okay, they are just literally mer people. But then they go to their quote-unquote home, and it's the Shadow Realm. And I'm like, what is this? We're, like, in this weird, distorted, upside-down, like, world. We only got to see, like, a couple frames of it or whatever, so we didn't get to see
It's
too
just like
much of it,
Mega Man X. I swear, I'm telling you.
I'm just looking at them like, this isn't underwater. What the fuck is this?
Literally is the Shadow Realm. I hate that.
Yeah, it literally is the Shadow Realm. I
Wait,
also
POV
hate that,
been
like,
sent to the Shadow Realm.
we were like, a human can't go there and come back, and Yusho's being like, at the end there, Yusho's like, being reasonable, and like, Ryunosuke, help me, and he's like, nah, fuck it, love, and let's go, dog.
Don't worry,
No,
it'll be fine because I'm inside of you. We got you.
Yeah.
Nora,
That's what I was gonna say.
I got this.
Which
Okay.
is just
Which
like,
is
but
still-
Shinpei, think of the consequences of doing this. Nah, I don't give a fuck. Power of love, let's go.
Like, I get
Fuck bird's eye view.
Ryunosuke can control bodies, but how can he pull a human body out of the Shadow Realm where it's not meant to be? Like,
Well,
that seems like a bullshit
Listen,
thing.
we're gonna find
seems
out
like it
next
should've been
volume. I can already tell you what's gonna happen.
On Dragon Ball.
If it's anywhere close to my theories before, it's gonna be that they don't physically go out of there, like back to where they currently were. They're just gonna go back in time somehow through some kind of weirdness inside of there. That's my assumption. I don't know. But also, why could he just suddenly go back to her home? Why was this a thing that Shide could just do? Was he just lying to Heine the whole time and they
Yes.
could go back at any time?
Yes, he was bullshitting the whole time.
So then, I don't know. Okay. I mean,
Well,
I guess that
she
would
was
make
the
sense
girl,
with
she
whatever
was
Shide was
sad.
planning. He just wanted power. Yeah.
Well, I thought like so before, like a couple podcasts, last podcast, when we were talking about like Shide being the main boss, and like I said something offhandedly about like, or I think someone else thought it too, where Shide was looking for a way to steal Heine's power, and like to where he no longer needed her.
Yep.
I kind of think like he was technically just looking for the egg this whole time,
Yeah.
and just didn't know Usho was the egg, but.
Or he had his suspicions, but because she hadn't like come of age or what the fuck ever.
I think it was something
Well,
like
she's definitely too old for him now, but.
I think I listen. I think it was something like he was fine with using Heine. Didn't have to find the ape because he still had Heine. But then once Ushio knocked out like both the eyes, and now she was pretty much just a shadow. Because I think like Heine's whole thing was pretty much her eyes. Without her eyes, she's like pretty much useless to Shide.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I don't need you anymore. You're actually useless to me. I'm just gonna lure Ushio into here and then take care of that.
So yeah, I guess
yeah.
that does mean that he was able to do it the whole time, and he was just waiting until he had like both eyes or something.
Yeah. Because I was asking myself, like, wait, why the fuck are we just going back there now? And, like, so is he just lying to her the whole time? And I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused because, like, did he need Heine all these years? Or, like, did he just need somebody to show up to take out her eyes so that he can, like, take advantage of her or something like that? Like, what was his plan in the first loop to take over? Was he just like, well, she's weakened, so I guess I win? I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess we'll find out in the last volume. I'm asking a lot of questions for things that are probably going to answer in ways I won't be happy with. So I don't have faith in my answers being things I'm happy with for the last volume, but maybe you guys are. I don't know.
What was Justin saying?
What were you saying, Justin?
Oh, I was just saying that these questions are good because then we get to like remember them and answer them next week, and then get really disappointed.
Okay, I have 3 more images to talk about.
Okay, what are your images?
Okay, I want you to pull up the one with Heine. And she's like screaming.
She's like,
at Ushio. She's like, okay. I wanted to talk about this one. And what Chap was saying, like, just a couple minutes ago kind of led into it because of the fact that literally at the beginning of this, Kizaru is like, Heine, he's just using you. And I kind of chalked it up to her, like, being a kid. Because, again, during Hizaru's death, she's like, you have to remember, like, that's a child. Like, that, what you are talking to is something that has the mentality of a child. And I think that it's obvious in the fact that Heine doesn't listen to Hizuru, but I think it's also very, very obvious during the scene where she's, like, screaming at Ushio because she's fucking terrified of dying. And at this point, I don't think it's like, oh, she wants, like, let me read the message that I sent, and then I'll talk more about it. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this, because this shit got me fucked up.
Yeah.
But so,
Alright, so my cut in real quick.
yeah.
What's up?
I forget the context for this frame, but it looks like she's just head and arm.
Yeah.
Is she like going through the portal in this frame? I forget. Was
No, it's just that her kimono is black.
Oh.
But
She's currently
that's a valid
crouched on
interpretation,
the
though.
ground. It's the scene as Ushio is flying across the cave to punch her, and she's crouched on the ground.
Okay, yeah. She's like begging her not to do it.
Yeah. So what I said in the message that I sent to Chap was, Heine looks so fucking devastated in this page. It's hard to remember what Hizuru said about the fact she's a child, but in these last scenes when Ushio kills her, it's so fucking apparent to the point that it's painful. She's just so sad and alone and wanted nothing more than to live with her family in her home dimension. It makes her maliciousness, I don't want to say it's justified, but it sort of makes sense in the way a baby crying is annoying, but they're doing it because they need something. I think that these last two frames in her desperation to keep herself alive, because I don't think that she, like, if we were to switch Heine out for Shide as Ushio is going for him, Shide wouldn't be like crying, trying to say, hey, don't kill me. This is a very much like a very child reaction to like this person coming at you. And it makes you remember like what all Heine wanted was to be able to go back to the shadow dimension with her family, to be able to like just like not be fucking alone. And it kind of got, I think that was the part that like got to me the most in terms of like having me choke up, because it's just like you realize that the person that they've been fighting has the mind of an 8-year-old. That's horrible. They're doing horrible things to basically like what is a child. And I get that like on one hand like she is like about to cause the end of the world basically, but on the other hand like
she's also a serial killer and cannibal and
Yeah, a little
She's a
monster with
she's
the
a
mind
lot
a
of
child
things that
doesn't
she's
really-
like we said before, she is capable of surviving off of not humans. She just only wants to eat humans. So I don't know.
No, sorry. That I'm gonna fucking argue that. The reason that she wants to eat humans is so that she has enough power to go home. She just wants to go home. That's what this whole thing is about.
Listen. You're not gonna make me feel sympathetic for somebody who wants to eat like 5,000 people or whatever.
You should feel sympathetic for her, and I said so.
You're just here like, listen, look at their face. You gotta feel bad for them, right?
They're so
like
sad.
Don't kill them. Are you saying you'd like volunteer to be eaten to like let them go home?
Honestly, if it means that I have to die and I don't have to do my college work, yeah.
Based.
I equate this with the 1,000-year-old body in the lolly right now. With the monster has the mind of a child.
Listen, I understand. I already see it. I wrote the script and I sent it to Yasuki Tanaka himself, okay? I wrote it. I know what's going to happen, okay? I already told you guys we're going to have the weird causality time loop stuff. But prior to that, we're also going to like have some kind of, we have to save Heine and defeat Shide. Shide is going to have a big speech. It's going to semi-try to explain why he's doing what he's doing, make you try to understand him. It's really just going to be he's an asshole. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be a really shitty excuse for him trying to take all the power to take over everything, and then you're supposed to try to feel bad for him, but I won't. And the goal is, I'm assuming, Heine's gonna survive. They're gonna coexist with some of the shadows. Okay, people are gonna be happy, but there's gonna be some weird time travel bullshit that happens. Maybe Shinpei has to sacrifice himself in the end for everybody else to live. Probably not. It's probably gonna be him and Ushio living forever, and then it's somehow just having generations and generations of shadow children, stuff like that, kind of like Heine's already doing with the weird fucking Kakuri stuff. Well, they're not related. Okay, so.
Shinpei's gonna have a kid with Ushio and just do the fucking Shide mind thing to like live forever, isn't it?
Listen, I'm just saying. just saying, lots of things could happen. Okay, all I know is I'm probably I can feel it now.
Probably not gonna like it.
I'm probably not gonna like it. I'm gonna like the art. I'm gonna like some parts of like what gets like shown to us as fans who like want to see like what happens to some of the supporting characters again. I want to see Totsumura get something nice. Okay, I want to see Tokiko and So living happy lives. Like I don't know what exactly is gonna happen. But I'm not gonna be probably not gonna be happy with overall the mystery resolution action stuff. I may be happy with some of the fan stuff they show. But, I mean, I know at least the art's going to look nice, so there's that.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Okay. Sorry,
I got it wrong
have.
before.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Look, man, I'm
I
just
don't
waiting to
know.
see Erica, okay?
Okay,
This one's short.
what's
Oh,
going
Um,
on?
short's the podcast, but see you later.
Wait, what's going on? I'm confused. What just happened?
Justin has to go for some reason.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Is anybody else saying anything? Who's got something?
Oh.
Anybody?
I just had those other 2 images.
Oh, okay.
The tall one, I realized I was gonna
Oh,
say
that
something about the fact that like Shinpei is like really sympathetic towards the fact that like even the Rose Shadow died, but I realized as I was looking over it that in the last one he then goes on to mention all the tools that they lost, and I'm like, oh, did he see that shadow that like died as just like a tool to their end, and that's why he said that it's gone. So I don't know about that one.
Well, I don't
one
think
too.
that was him looking at like. Well, I mean, my whole thing was I was surprised that we're referring to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern as like shortened names when like, as far as we the readers have seen, they haven't had too many like scenes interacting with them. Like, I feel like I would have understood like the deep connection they were supposed to be having now to like these 2 giant shadow mechas that they were helping them. If like we had any other scene of them like chilling together, because I mean I think because like that's my kind of thing is like I understand we have a ticking time thing that we got going on, so we gotta like figure out how to go through some of these things, but like I don't know, we had to like space some things out a little bit more. The author deciding that this whole thing has to be resolved within 3 days, most of the action of which has to be resolved by like the first day. I don't know. I feel like it hindered a lot of he could have done with some of these characters. Like he's writing like a cool action sequences, and like he had really cool mystery stuff towards the beginning. But now at this point, I'm just like, you got all these cool characters, and I don't really get too much time with most of them. We're like diving into Ryunosuke and Hizuru, Shinpei and Ushio, a little bit of Mio, a little bit of Tokiko for like a volume.
Yeah, a little bit of So for that bit with his dad or whatever.
Yeah, but like not nearly as much as I would want. I'd want way more with Nezu, way more with Tokiko, way more with Totsumura. But right now they're just like the super supporting kind of characters, and Tokiko gets like the cool action. Tokiko and Nezu, I guess, gets a cool. So doesn't really get. I don't remember him getting that many action shots at all that were like awesome.
I think like you can think about it on a scale in terms of supporting characters, and like So is smack in the middle of like Tokiko and Totsumura, where like he's important and he's done some stuff, but not in a way where it's like super cool action scenes like it is with Tokiko.
Yeah. In my head, it's just that like I understand these are supporting characters; they don't need to take up all the spotlight or whatever. But we're on a small island. There's not supposed to be that many people on this island. So the few characters that we are supposed to introduce, I'm hoping to like learn a lot about each of them, in my view at least. But like
Nope.
I want to be seeing flashbacks of some of these people before some of these things happen. I want to have like entire volumes dedicated to like, you know, how they like why is Totsumura such like a loser as a cop? Like, can we get some more diving into that?
He's
Like,
so
Can we find who Erica is? That'd be nice.
Yeah, for real. Who the fuck is Erica?
we better see Erica in the final volume. Okay, I want him to finally impress her in the end. Okay.
Please. And
I
then
did, Erica. I did it. I won.
the last panel that I had you pull, which I think would be a cool one to close off
Okay,
on.
gang.
Stream hasn't been very long yet.
It's just like we planned.
God, fuck. This was another one like with the artist note at the end where it was like I might be reading too much into it, but the gap between Nezo and Tokiko is like just big enough that Hizuru could have fit in there if she was still alive. And it's just like another punch to the fucking gut reminder that this character that like you got attached to over the time is just like gone. And I was like, no. Like I almost started crying, and I was at the reception desk at work, and I was like, I cannot cry. But yeah, that was just my thought on that one.
Damn.
Okay, gang. Yet again, So is very big.
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
he's so damn tall.
And Nezu's so small.
Listen, that frame from last week is still ingrained in my head. Like, why were they? They weren't supposed to be there. It doesn't feel like they were supposed to be there. But I don't know. I don't know.
Gotta use gaslight me with these characters' heights.
I'm just thinking, like, listen, author, they don't have to be there. You could just tell me, like, they're on the other side of the room or in another room. You don't need them all to be there. I don't know. But whatever.
Not Smash Ultimate. Everyone's here.
Okay, I do want to mention, because I forgot to mention it last week, a thing I've discovered about the author. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an important connection with the author. Okay. So we talked before about how the author originally had helped out as an assistant for JoJo Steel Ball Run. Okay, we had that. But I've also discovered that they also used to be an assistant helping out with who would eventually become the author of My Hero Academia. So now, not only does he have a JoJo connection, we have a My Hero connection, which is probably where he got a lot of influences for like some of the cool action panels too. Now that I think about it, but we can blame. Oh no, hold on, wait. I think I got backwards to say. This author was not an assistant for the My Hero author. Okay, let me correct myself here. I think I might have made a big error in saying that. This author had the My Hero author be an assistant for him in one of his previous series that he had. Okay, so he was an assistant for the Summertime Rendering author. And in, I think, one of the My Hero Academia art books or something like that, one of the exhibits that they had, there were like comments that the author had left for the My Hero author, saying, I remember when you were first starting out in my studio, you're like, I think him and some other assistants started there at the same time, helping out Yasuki Tanaka. And the My Hero guy shows up and he just does amazing work day one. He's like, oh, fan-fucking-tastic. Hell yeah, you're just doing great here. And then he goes on to make like one of the biggest shonen series ever imaginable right now for anime manga stuff. And I'm like, damn, this guy caused My Hero, like indirectly. He's like one of the people that got this guy started in the career.
In the industry.
The industry, and then he eventually went on to do My Hero, which is like gigantic compared to the stuff that like Yasuki Tanaka has worked on. And I'm like, Yasuki Tanaka's Summertime Rendering stuff is like good, especially in terms of the art. Weird in terms of where the writing's going now, but like overall, like there's so much awesome stuff going on with the action, and just to like see that kind of stuff go on later on to be, somebody who worked on stuff like this going on to work on My Hero. I don't think he worked on Summertime. My Hero would have started long before Summertime Rendering, but his older works that I think were basically a prototype for Summertime Rendering. So I don't know. I just thought that was a interesting little tidbit of information. We can blame Yasuki Tanaka for My Hero if you don't like My Hero, which many people don't after a while. I didn't after like the first 2 seasons. So fuck you, Yasuki Tanaka. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. Okay. I just thought that was a neat little thing. So
factoid.
Little connections. It's the little things, And that's it from my end. Does anybody have anything else they wish to bring up?
Nope.
I guess I kind of forgot, but I just remembered. But I learned Ushio meant tide. That was kind of cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was mentioned somewhere. I remember seeing that, and I remember also seeing at the end of Volume 12 they had said at some point the Japanese volume 11 fucked up the name of one of the characters. It was fixed in the English version, but there was a comic where Hizuru is like fucking lecturing somebody over it. They're lecturing the author over it. Yeah, it's like a blob version of the author. The author like draws himself as like a weird deformed shadow stray blob who's just all sad looking. And as like 10-year-old Hizuru is lecturing him on how dog shit he is in writing for screwing up one name. So that was a little funny thing.
Look, Hizuru expects perfection.
True. And we will see if we reach it in the last volume, which will be next week. Wow. Can you believe it, guys? We're almost there. Christmas is in a week.
And then we get to read Black Butler. No vote. Just
dictatorship, okay? We will.
Dictatorship. Yep.
I mean, we watch anime, it is dictatorship. Why can't it be dictatorship when we're reading?
Listen, that's because I'm deciding things with anime, okay? Fuck you guys. You don't get a vote.
Sad.
Well, we'll see what happens with... So, here's the current plan. The plan is to discuss Volume 13 next week. That may be all we do, but I will prepare some bonus meme.
Oh, wait,
well.
is this what
This is what I was talking about last time. I don't think you were here for it, because I think you left after the stream ended. But I mentioned, with the extra time that we may have, I may prepare something for like a little summertime rendering trivia / game show thing towards the end. Wouldn't be very long. Just a few things that...
that would be so bad at that.
I would try not to... I don't know exactly how I'll set it up. I don't know if it'll be like a Jeopardy kind of thing or if it'll be like just some kind of other kind of trivia thing or whatever. I try to balance it so that it'd be things that some of you would definitely know, and I try to think of rules for it so that like everybody has a fair enough shot at things. So we'll see how that goes. I'll prepare some things, and if we do have enough time for it next week and people don't have to like immediately go or whatever, we might be able to do it. I just want to, something in case like there's not too like I imagine there'll be plenty for us to talk about with the final volume, but it depends. It all depends. Because we could be talking about Volume 13 and our general thoughts, but it also might not take a lot of time depending on what happens. We just don't know. So I'll prepare some memes just in case. And if not, we can always use that in some like future thing for fun, for all we know. I don't know, but I'll do it anyways and see how that works. So the plan right now, at the very least, we read Volume 13. We're going to talk about Volume 13 and our overall views. There may or may not be trivia questions afterwards too. May or may not be. So we'll see how that goes. And then we'll have possibly a week off of podcast unless we have some other idea for some meme or whatever in between. And then we can do, in that week, we can do the voting for the next manga. So everybody get some ideas ready. You can submit any number. I'd like everybody to have at least one suggestion, but if you really can't think of one, that's fine. But whatever. As long as people
throw
vote.
Mine, I guess. Why not? It'll be funny.
Wait, suggestion for what? The manga?
For the next manga to read, yeah.
Yeah, I only have stuff that is unfinished.
That's fine. There's no rule against you suggesting things that are unfinished. The only tricky thing is we have to have a good stopping point. So, you can figure that out if you're suggesting those. Because I understand there's a lot of series that are just still ongoing. I think I had just said there should just be at least 50 chapters for us to read, and then we should be good. I think that's what I had said before. Whatever I wrote before is probably what I still stand by, so probably.
And because I know that meant that Black Butler was easy to recommend. Blue Exorcist is another one that I wanted to read, and like I feel like this fucking like book club is the only way that I'm gonna get around to like reading these things. But that one is a little harder to like pin down because I haven't seen the second season, so I don't know where the anime stops in terms of But that's a discussion for another day.
The one thing I will also warn, if we are doing series that aren't finished, just keep in mind once we're done within the book club or whatever, like, I doubt we're going to go back to it in the future to continue it. Like, because it would take a while for it to be enough for us to want to continue it, and plus, I don't want this to end up something like fucking sometimes we're just reading One Piece, because why not, or whatever. I don't want to eventually get to that kind of meme. Luckily, we've had nobody try to recommend One Piece yet, so that's good. So,
I'm
sorry,
tried, ironically.
No, I just wouldn't read it.
True, based. It's okay. As the owner of the channel and the server, I would just ban you. So easy.
Oh shit. Crazy.
So, don't fucking recommend One Piece. You goddamn. We're not reading 1,000 chapters of One Piece.
I mean, it's still ongoing, so you just have to find a good breaking point.
Do not write down One Piece, Detective Conan. Don't do it. I don't need 1,000 chapters of things.
There you go.
What did you write? Did you write One Piece? One Piece. Okay, all right. Hold on. Right click. Ban. Breaking server rules. Delete message history. 7 days. All right. You're lucky. You're lucky. I hit the wrong button there towards the end. You're lucky. All right. Well, that was Summertime Rendering Volumes 11 and 12. We did it, gamers. Oh my God. We're like 1 week away from being done with Summertime Rendering. I can't wait to see what Yasuki Tanaka is cooking for us at the end. What's he cooking in the Shadow Realm? I don't know. Anyways, I'm off to go read Spooktober entries and die. So.
Oh boy. Oh, are you judging this year?
Yes. I've gone through like half my list, so there's like more. We had a lot of entries, but that also means we had a lot of shit. But so.
Yeah.
I mean,
That tracks.
Yeah, that just kind of happens. So, anyways, that's all for this week. Oh, I do want to, because I've been forgetting to do it, I want to give a shout out to the people who are monetarily supporting me and all the stream memes here on all the areas. So I have this written down. There are 3 people that I'm going to give shout outs to. Our YouTube members, we have Little Lasagna giving $5, you legend.
Woo, Little Lasagna! My favorite guy.
Then the Twitch subscribers we have, one person, Nigh Bacon, with the $5.
What's up?
I wonder who that is. And then for patrons, we have Aztec with $5, who I'm pretty sure did that years ago and then forgot it happened. So
That's funny.
Listen, if you feel like monetarily supporting me in any of these areas, I would really appreciate it. Don't expect too much extra on some of these things, but I appreciate anything I can get. So thank you all, everybody, for coming to listen, for coming to hang out, for coming to read, and coming to talk and enjoy these anime, manga, book club memes. So that's all for this week. We will see you all next week. So goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, stream.
Bye,
Bye, stream. Bye,
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 stream.
bye.